The pearl orange Supra of the first Fast and the Furious is iconic, but what really sets it apart from all the cars in the franchise is that even in real life, it was truly, heavily, and authentically modified. As a result, the sounds you hear whenever the Supra is on screen were actually recorded using that very same orange Supra. And today, we're going to dive into Craig Lieberman's parts list to talk about what makes this car sound so special compared to all the other Supras out there. And hey all, I'm Tom, the Racing Joker, and welcome to another episode of Car Topics Explained. Is
that a Supra?
So just right off the rip, this car is single turboed, obviously. Otherwise we wouldn't be talking about why it sounds so good. But we're going to start at the back of the exhaust system and work our way towards the engine just to build things up. Start off with the simple stuff and end with the interesting stuff. So stay tuned for the secret sauce. Up first, the car had a Greddy Power Extreme catback exhaust system. As far as I can tell, the mid-pipe section, I don't know if that's what you call it on an A80 Supra, but the mid-pipe section, as far as I'm aware, is stock. There's no mention of anything aftermarket connected to the catback section, but there is mention of an AEBS turbo downpipe, which I am guessing is necessary to connect the exhaust manifold to the rest of the system, since the car was converted from twin turbo to single turbo. I tried looking up AEBS. From what I know, it stands for Advanced Engine Breathing Systems, which makes sense because I have a poster of the Blackbird on my wall here right behind me in my office, and it says AEBS on the RB26 in that car. And that car was owned and built by Craig Lieberman as well, who built this Supra. Spoon feeding spoons. But whatever. Now it's time to get to the real meat and potatoes, as I'm sure Moist Critical would say. For some good whooshy noises, you gotta get a Turbonetics Delta 2 wastegate and a T66 turbo. Literally, not even memeing. This ain't even a Hector joke. Who, by the way, is running a But what I believe to be the most integral part of allowing this 2JZ to produce this beautiful, howling singing note is the RPS manifold. I wish I could tell you where you can find them, but frankly, I can't give you a straight answer to that because I don't know. I don't know enough. I only personally know two people who have ever had an RPS manifold on their Supra. Craig Lieberman, obviously, the guy who actually built the orange Supra before it actually even was painted orange by Universal. It was, I think, a Mazda yellow prior to the film. And obviously, we know how this car sounds. The other person I know who has an RPS manifold on his car is F&F Dave, the builder of Hero 3, the best replica Supra I've seen thus far. His attention to detail is on a Stanley Kubrick level. Let me give you an example. When he realized that the Lamborghini Pearl Orange paint Arancio Ishtar he had on his car wasn't the same as the Hero 1 car used in the film, he repainted it to the correct House of Color paint known as Tangelo or Pearl Tangelo. I know it definitely hurt to have to basically press the undo button and do it all over again, and I'm sure it was an expensive undo button to press, but obviously he's too passionate about it to let that stop him. So now you might be wondering, well Tom, where can I get an RPS manifold? Well, I have absolutely no idea. I've heard rumors that you can get new ones made, but it's apparently not cheap, and I'm not privy to the identity of the person who makes them. So, inevitable, you are going to have to research some alternatives. The first and possibly most obvious option is the Sound Performance F1 exhaust manifold. They even say that their design is inspired by the RPS manifold. And I've even seen people on forums say that the SP-F1 manifold improves upon the RPS design's shortcomings when it comes to stuff like boost creep and compatibility with modern turbochargers. And most importantly, it has the sound we all want. But hey, before you pull out your debit card, let's not forget about HPS Fabworks. Remember them? They're responsible for that amazing exhaust manifold for the RB Nissan Skyline platform that perfectly replicates the Too Fast, Too Furious Skyline sound. Well, they also have a manifold available for the 2JZ, and one of the key features of their product is that it uses an RPS style design as well. And well, HPS has already proven to us how important sound is to them, so I'm pretty confident that they can nail the RPS sound. Ain't that neat? The HPS manifold will make the same sound as the RPS manifold. I need to ask them where they get the name HPS from. I like it though. It's like HPS is going to be this one-stop shop where you can get parts that get you that nostalgia with modern construction spliced into its DNA. I did tell the person behind HPS that if they ever made a 6:1 proper equal length naturally aspirated exhaust manifold for an S54 and an E46 M3 like mine, that I would buy it in a heartbeat. Especially since I think that's the key to getting the high-pitched F1 sound I really want from my car. I just don't want the extra rasp, and 6:1 headers seem to solve the rasp problem. And while you're at it, check out this video to see how accurate the sound of the HPS product is when you compare it to the actual Too Fast, Too Furious Skyline sound and the real car they used to record all the noises.